Again, I'm doing a seascape tonight. I'm still using watercolour, and I'm still trying to sort out the software that I capture stuff with. Hopefully this is okay. So this is one of my favourite places in all the world. It's Aberdaron, right on the tip of the Llyn Peninsula. It's empty in this picture, which is how I like it. If you go there on a bank holiday, you can't see the beach. For windsurfers and other people, you can't get into the village for Land Rovers. But midweek, it's lovely. When it's not summer holidays, it's my favourite place. Also because there's a poem that I used to teach when I was an English teacher, called The Rocks of Aberdaron and the Wild Waves of the Sea, and there they are. So that's what I'm painting and why I'm painting it. I shall have a go. I'll change it around a bit because I don't like the way the headland goes right off there, so I'll shorten that, maybe pull it back a bit, put a bit more beach in. But what I'm looking at in this is the wetness of the beach, trying to capture the waves in watercolour and the structure of the rocks. So as I say, I'll change it about a bit, but that's basically where we're at. First things first, I am going to do a little bit of a drawing on this one. I don't always, but this time I will. Grab a pencil and if I'm going to shorten the headland a bit lower down, be about there. What I love about these rocks is this, it's such a broken chunk. It keeps falling apart over the years. You know, all these broken bits and loads more at the bottom. As I say, I'm not doing a detailed drawing, I'm just indicating roughly where I'm going to put stuff. And there we go. Sort of very rough sketch of where everything's going. The headland, the horizon is actually about there. Okay, usually when I do seascapes, I do them in either oils or something that's a bit thicker. But this time I'm going to do it in watercolour. So I may be talking to myself here. I may never ever get to put it up because it could be rubbish. Okay, again I'm using the Escoda brushes that I used last time. I'll possibly use some others as well, but to start with, I'm going to put a wet in wet sky. So I'll sobby up the sky with this big brush, clean it out. Just knocked everything flying. Just trying to pick up my Right. Got that. Okay. Now I was going to increase the size of this, but you can still see. Going to use ultramarine. For the top. Just going to pull some cloudy bits out of that with a damp brush. I'm going to mix a slightly darker bit. Add a tiny touch of alizarin to that, and a tiny touch of umber. Lots of water, just to add in some shadow to the bases of these clouds. Don't want much. I'm put the very little cloud in the photo. It's one day in 365 when it's not cloudy on the North Wales coast. One of the things I love about North Wales is the fact that you can get, never mind changeable weather, you can get all 4 seasons in one day. It's about 8 or 10 miles from where this picture was taken. I've seen glorious sunshine like this at one part of the coast, and you go 10 miles inland or even 10 miles down the coast and you can have snow in August. It's I love my country. People say to me, where did you go on your holidays? And I say, ooh, I took the camper around the coast. And they say, again? And I say, yep. And then they say, well, don't you want to go away on holiday? And I think, well, what's the point? We get thousands of people coming to us to go away on holiday to where we live, so what's the point of going somewhere else? If people are already coming here, it must be a good place to go on holiday, mustn't it? Well, that's the way my pathetic little mind works. Anyway, there we go. We've got a big cloud coming in from that side and getting smaller. And now I'm going to, if that's dry, I'll just mop it up with a bit of paper towel. Actually, before I do the green, I will do a little bit of sea. Using the squirrel mix. Is it ½ inch? Probably ½ inch. And I'll just do a little bit of distant horizon, which is the ultramarine. I'll put a touch of the, I can never remember the name of that. Because it's greener, and a touch of Naples yellow, sometimes called monestial blue, but it's called something else as well. There we go, just a touch. I shall do more sea in there. Yeah, that's more or less dry now, so I'll do a greener green. Ultramarine. The Jackson's yellow. You can't get a much brighter green than that. tiny touch of shadow as it comes further down. And tiny touch of light red into that mix, just for where it's at the top of the cliffs, because you've got this red sand transition. And we've got that. Now I'm going to put in, using the medium sized brush, I'm going to start laying in some of the beach. Take out some of that. Yellow ochre. No, that's yellow ochre. It's dried out a bit, even though I spritzed the whole thing. And having the lights on up here, it gets very warm. As I come closer, a tiny amount of light red into it. leaving some little bits of sparkle on the beach. And this is just an underwash. There will be other colours going on top of this. And other things like stones and rocks. Yeah. Just dampen all of that. Drag it out a little bit. Right, we're getting somewhere. You're dry-ish. I'm going to give this a little bit of a dab. Which gives it a little bit of texture for when I put I'll be putting blue washes on top of that to be the sky reflections. So what I'm going to do next now, let that dry. I'm going to start putting in the clips. Now, I'm going to use, to make this mix, colour called Charles Evans Sand, which was invented by Charles Evans. And I think the only place you can get it is on his website. You might be able to get it through Dale Rowney because he demonstrates for them, but I love it. It's a very, very clever colour. Not only is it a good beachy colour, you can do stone walls with it and all sorts. Now for that, I'm going to add some yellow ochre. Fill this brush. Dampen that edge. Okay, we've got that on there. Now these cliffs, you have great bits of where they've fallen away, and they're very shadowied. That's a new word. This lovely dark colour that I don't know what it is. Mix it up with some of the browns. I've got a really dark, rich brown colour there. Add some sand to it. And just putting some bits of shadow there where the turf is overhanging. There. Now I'm going to add a little bit more sand to that mix, because we've got a sticky out bit bottom which is catching the light. Got that. And then we've got another layer at the bottom, which I'm going to make a bit more like red. Can you see how that just, because I put it on, I managed to catch it just at the right time. And it's just spreading nicely. Right, now and put a really heavy shadow under that bit. I wish I knew what this colour is. I'll have to go through all my tubes and match it. Now, it's a really dark, rich colour, so it's where this shadow comes under that overlap. Even though I'm using this big number 12, I can still get it to a very sharp little point. There, see how that rich dark really makes that overlap show. Just add a little bit more under here. So there, it's almost like a mushroom. I wonder, there's parts of this coast where it's gone just up the coast from here. Well, no, down the coast. There's a village called Fairbourne, which is one of my favourite destinations. In a few years' time, that will be completely underwater. Such is nature. Don't argue with the sea. It always wins. Okay, now I'm going to let that dry. Start doing a bit of sea. All right, here we go again. Now over there, I put in a little bit of distant sea. Now, hopefully, I can just put some sky colour over the top of it. Tiny touch of the ochre colour. Hope that's straight. Doing stuff like this is where using rough paper works best, because you can just drag the paint sideways across it. If you've got paint on your brush. The paper, by the way, I didn't say at the beginning, is Saunders Waterford, 140 pounds. And because it's rough texture, you can get all these broken bits quite easily. Okay, so we've done that. Are you dried? Yes, you are. Well, I've got this sky colour. Just putting some, sorry, I keep forgetting to talk when I'm painting. I'm just putting some reflecty bits on the beach. Now, I've got all the rocky bits to do. Use my doody brush, the little number 6. Again, some of the sand, and the yellow ochre, touch of raw umber, actually put some more depth in there. Trying to get that to fall back a bit. Now there's quite a bit of what used to be a headland sticking out here. But now it's just once a rock. Okay, we've got all that. While that's drying, I've just noticed that's a bit dull. So I'm going to get some of this cadmium yellow pale, touch of lemon yellow in it, quite a lot of water. And I just want to put a glaze over the top of there, where the sun's shining most. There you go. Just softening the edge. I could go bonkers and put lots of little bits of sheep there, but I won't. Got a couple of big rocks stuck out, actually, in the foam. And another one here. And a few darker ones because they're a bit wetter. We'll have some lying around on the beach itself. There's a bright shiny one up there for some reason. Right, okay, now I want to be quite quick doing this, at the risk of ruining everything. Okay, I'm going to put some bright bits, quintzone gold, just some bits here to lighten the sun on that bit. Gone a bit mucky. Just lifting out some highlights here. And there. This is just clean water. Clean the brush, dry brush, and out it comes. In theory. No, it does. The trick is remembering to clean the brush in between. So now I need shadows. Always remember to make light, you need the shadows. Otherwise everything is just light. It's the shadows that give shape to things. See where those were just pale bits of paper. Now the shadows, hopefully, give them some shape. Now all I'm going to do now is let this little point dance about. If I try to draw individual rocks, it'll probably look like nothing on earth. So I just put some shadows, trying to bear in mind all the time the light's coming in from that side. and above, because you've got the light hitting there, shadows going over there. So the shadows are on the side away from the sea. I've forgotten to talk again. I'm just trying to show odd shapes that might make the eye think that these are rocks, because they're not rocks, they're bits of paint. All of artistry and painting, and especially landscape painting, is a big con. You just try to make marks that make people think that what they're looking at is a rock or a tree or something of that ilk, whereas it's not. It's just a bit of mud smeared on a piece of paper. And it always has been, ever since the very first artist, Ugg, smeared some blood and dinosaur fat on a cave. Lots of kerfuffling, no talking, sorry. Part of my problem is I'm stuck here in a cold, wet, windy January, painting a lovely warm August afternoon. I don't want to be here stuck in the dark and the cold. I want to be there in the sunny sunshine, which is probably why I'm painting. There we've got stuff going off into the distance. which is hopefully a little bit paler, which gives us the aerial perspective, and also the linear perspective, because that headland there is actually just as big as that headland there. Okay, so there we go. Start to put some shape to this one here. Some more really dark darks, some more of that Caput Mortem, and a bit of this luscious dark. A nice warm purpley colour. There. All I've got to do now... Sorry, that was an earthquake. I've got the boom right over my head. There. Sorted the camera out. I just need now to do the waves, which are never easy. There's always a reason why you leave things till last. Squidge. Okay, we've got that there, nice and clean. While I have that, you might not be able to see it, well, you probably won't be able to see it, but down there I have my secret weapon, which is some white gouache. So if everything else fails, I can always fit in. Where have you gone there? Okay, I need 2 blues, another earthquake. And I want a greenier one, so that one's just blue. Ultramarine blue. This one is some of the, nearly came to me then, never mind, it's gone again. And I shall put a touch of yellow ochre into it, which gives me a nice greeny, shadowy sea colour. Which I shall the sea here is never, ever calm. It's just at the edge of a bay that's called Hell's Mouth. Now, it's called Hell's Mouth for a very good reason. Lots of people get killed over here. Not hundreds, but it's one of those places where silly people think, ooh, I'll go kayaking with just my swimming trunks on. And then they wonder why they don't get home. Sorry if that came out as a bit patronising, but there are some very silly people about who don't treat nature with the respect she deserves. and then end up with the poor Coast Guard and mountain rescue people having to put their own lives at risk to get them back. And not only their own lives, the lives of their dogs. I'll put the broken bits on there after. Okay, more greeny. I'm not talking now because this is scary, this bit. This is where I could completely cock it up dead easy. Uberation. Luckily I saw that before it did any damage. Just lifting some of this lighter colour out of the rocks to give it a little bit of sparkle. And the reason I'm doing it with kitchen roll or tissue is because I want to try and get right back down to the white paper in places, because I'm going to put a lighter colour on top of it. Okay. Now that's almost down to the paper, so it's fairly light. So I'll put a touch of Naples yellow onto it. Mixing a little bit of dark, which isn't quite so dark as that, just for the side of the rock. Too much water. Now what I haven't got on, and I'm a bit scared to do, is the reflection of the headland in the beach. So wish me luck. And that bit, just another couple of little blobs. Just our bits. There, I'm going to leave that. I don't know whether it's good or not good, but I know if I carry on fapping, I'm going to make it worse. So, oh God, I thought I was going to do a quick one again today, but I haven't. I've done another hour and 20 minutes one. Okay, let's see. If we can zoom in a little bit on it. First of all, I'll take the tape off. Always, 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 if you take your paint paper down like this, when you're taking it off, pull it away from your paper. That way, if it does lift off the surface of the paper, it won't lift off your painting. It really is very, very simple. A number of people have said to me, oh, I pulled the tape off my painter. I pulled off the paint off. It can't possibly do it if you pull it away. Okay, got the corners down up there, and I'll try zooming in a little bit. Hopefully there's more definition in the sky than there was last night. Don't know if you'll be able to see the granulation in the shadows. Never mind. Okay, we've got that out of focus. Just trying to dip in here and there in various bits of it to show you there's no detail, there's just lines and scribbles. Right, I'll take a couple of photos of it. Oh, I know what I haven't done there. Where's my little doody brush there? Another earthquake. Okay, I just want to put some cracky bits in that rock. Mix up a nice dark. Remember, paints always dry quite a bit lighter, so don't be afraid of the dark, to quote Jerry Marsden. the older amongst you and Liverpool fans will get straight away. Pardon me. Just want to put these cracky bits on there. I meant to do this before. Which is one of the problems with making videos, because if I didn't make it as a video, I could just do it tomorrow. Right, I'm going to leave it now, because otherwise I'll start just fiddling. Oh. Right. There we have the whole thing. Rocks of Aberdaron, and I will see if I can get that up on Tinterweb tonight. If not, I'll get it up another time. Okay, thanks for watching. Please don't just ignore the fact you've seen it. Either put a like or even a don't like, or leave me a comment, or subscribe to the channel. Said it before, it gets very lonely up there if you think you're putting videos up that nobody's watching. Okay, so I hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheerio.